to the party, and boy, does this match mean something to us.
I'm getting deja vu.
All over again. It's funny, we talked to Superhero News and we talked to Box Office Breakdown, and when we did a reaction to them competing against each other, we talked about how there's something about them. They remind us of us back in the day, oh so long ago. And I just find it so funny that we've got Sean and Sabina going up against our boys, critically acclaimed.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm excited for this match. It could go either way. So
we haven't seen critically acclaimed since that match.
I know.
We saw Whitney during the Ash vs. Evil Dead, and obviously we have seen Bibiani, but I don't think they've had a fight since they faced us.
No, they were in the free-for-all, but
Separate.
They haven't been together since they fought us. They had to regroup.
Definitely had to regroup after that loss. And we haven't recovered from that win either. So I'm really excited for this because Sean and Sabina did prove themselves in the free-for-all. I was lucky enough to go against Sean. You were lucky enough to go against Sabina. But things are a little different now. I have kind of grown as a competitor, and I have come to love critically acclaimed. So my hashtag who you got, even though I should be rooting for the underdogs, no, I'm going for my boys Whitney and Bibiani.
They've had a tough time in the Schmoedown, especially for Bibiani. Coming in hot when he first came in, winning, having the highest points ever for the Schmoedown, and then kind of slumping since then, and then being at the free-for-all and getting that #1 contender is exciting because he lasted the longest rounds. So I'm excited to see. I am talking too long, but I think I'm going to go with critically acclaimed.
There we go, critically acclaimed. And it's funny because if history repeats themselves, Sabina and Sean lost their first match. Or did they win their first match? I can't remember. Box Office Breakdown? I believe Box Office Breakdown lost. So they won their first match. So it's a reflipical of what we did. So if it's a reflipical of our history, they're going to lose this match and critically acclaimed's going to walk away the winner. So let's
Chris Clark
find
will
out.
be excited for that.
Chris Clark will definitely be excited for that. So let's get into the battle between critically acclaimed and Superhero News. Now, I love their entrance music, so it was in my head for like a week after the free-for-all. Let's do this now.
Copster.
Oh my god.
Copster, my boy.
I love the way he talks.
Gone to. Copster. This boy. Copster. Oh, I just have to give him a call.
That's where I talked to Sean and Lon and Frank.
Yes, Mr. Cobster, this is your Professor Lon Harris. I've left a number of messages with your answering service. I have not heard back. I'm growing quite distressed. I have issued you a challenge. I think we all know that this challenge would be very good for you. I think we all know that you need this challenge. I think that this challenge is important for your development as an individual and as a competitor, and I think it would be really good for you, and I really do need to hear back from you. There are no rewards in this life for truancy, my good man. So please do call me back the moment you can. Leave a message with my answering service. This has been your Professor Lon Harris. Class is dismissed.
I don't know why, but for some reason he reminds me of like that one boss from Crash Bandicoot when you had to like. Boop, 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 boop.
We got a little surprise for you. We got someone coming in that's gonna complement his skills.
Oh, it's Whitney Seibold. I know Whitney.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Whitney Seibold. We're going to plow through.
Harry Ellis himself.
We're going to plow through the teams in the ultimate Schmoedown.
Yeah.
And it is my goal that by the end of the year, at the Schmoedown Spectacular, I will be the very first person in the Schmoedown to have both belts, team and singles, simultaneously.
Oh, you've seen the rest. Now it's time for the best.
Whitney Seibold and William the Beast Bibiani, critically acclaimed.
I love this team though so much. It was an honor to go up against them.
That's correct.
Why won't you love me, David Duchovny?
That is correct. Correct.
Midnight special.
That's correct.
Also Midnight Special.
There you go.
BD1.
That's correct. That's correct.
legend Bagger Vance.
That is correct.
6.
All right.
And yet I wasn't nervous going into that match.
For 1 point. For 1 point.
But every time I've stepped through that curtain after that moment,
For 1 point. That is correct. For 1 point.
who's next for these young bucks?
We're smarter than everyone.
We are the smartest people in the whole league, and we got to show that today.
I
Yeah.
gotta say, after today,
Who's that guy?
you're never gonna forget me.
Is that how it went?
I'm going to say it. This is my favorite
how it
to win
went?
the entire tournament. It is critically acclaimed. William Bibiani and his partner Whitney Seibold, and they're taking on, we call them the fans from Arizona, the kids from Arizona.
Oh man.
Late to the party, pulls up the first big upset here, and
With Weekend at Bernie's too.
darling, critically
Oh, look at that fade. Hello, darkness,
We're really
my
excited
old
to carry
friend.
on the legacy of superhero news that Adam and Hector started. I love those guys. They're great.
They're awesome.
But I'm also really happy we don't have to carry their debt of an 0-2 record. We are here to start fresh, start out the gate with a win.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout,
There you go. There's your answer. They did win.
The old record 0-2 is a thing of the past.
The ultimate goal, of course, is to have the tag team championships, but we know that we're nowhere near challenging the Patriots. We've got a lot of work to do before we get to that point. But I have a team that I would love for us to take on sooner than later.
There it is. Critically acclaimed, but I'm gonna be like everyone else with the big upset, maybe. You know, not giving it to the noobs.
Maybe.
But I think they
Either
earned
way,
their
whoever
wins.
wins, good.
Nah? Huh? No, don't. Oh, because he's Mr. Nice Guy now. Brought coffee for everybody.
I'm Christian Harloff, and I am joined at the table today by the one and the only. It's the pit boss, Ken Knapsack is here.
I'm happy to be here. The free-for-all still rolling around in my brain. Some of the stuff that went down there.
Barry
The
Levinson.
match
That was a
coming up
hell of a
with
pull
Mendoza.
for him.
I
And
don't want to even
Dagnino.
talk about it yet.
that's fine.
But can I address you on something here? I just want to apologize to you. You know,
Please do.
I know I come up here all the time and talk about the system holding me down, and you're probably tired of that. And you put a lot of effort into building and creating and blowing up this league. And you've done such a great job. The free-for-all was a great success.
Okay, why don't I trust you?
I will I will stop talking about the system destroying me.
All right.
If you admit that you let Sam Whitwer answer after the question,
Boo.
after the timer.
Booty. All right, so I knew that there was too good to be true. Like Ken said, the Nost match, it has already happened. We're not going to talk about it yet. That was for patrons, although that match will air this Friday, the same time that Snyder and Roca airs this Friday. It's going to be on the undercard of that, so make sure you check that out. Now, you guys also talk about the Patreon. I can't thank you enough for all the patrons who have made this season alone possible. Make sure that you go there if you're not supporting. Please do. We have a lot of different tiers for you guys to get involved in.
Did
I had
Ken let
bunch of
something slip?
auditions
They
for
had
a bunch
to
of new people, just patrons alone.
cut it out?
It was a lot of fun learning a lot.
Ken, loose
Maybe
lips,
some of these
my
people
friend.
Pop up in the league.
I have no idea.
We'll see. But anyway, this is not why we are here today. We are here to talk about the team division, Ken, and look at the teams that we have here. You've got Superhero News, who it's a team. It's not a new team because we've had a version of Superhero News in the past, but they've done what the old version couldn't do, and that's win.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right, though. That's not just smack talk, that's fact. And this team is, one of those teams that I love to say, don't sleep on. Don't overlook them for any reason. They're here for a reason. They're here to compete. They're going up against a potential titan of the game with critically acclaimed, but we've seen that before in this league. Never just have the match play out on paper. We got to get in that ring, figure it out.
You're 100% right, because look, so Superhero News, they were 1-0. They won against Box Office Breakdown, and the audience, when they watched, they said, okay, fine. They won a match that they maybe should have won. But I think it was the free-for-all that you have to give all the respect
did
to
pretty
both
good.
Sean and Sabina. Sean was in there. He was the #1 competitor, and he was in there, I don't know, it was like 6, 7, 8 rounds, whatever it was. He was in there for a while showing that he knows his shit. And then you get Sabina, who comes in, and when she entered with titans of the game. She was not intimidated. She's a rookie in this league. She was not intimidated. She knocked out some big players. She stayed in there. 3 points, 4 points, 3 points, 4 points, 4 points. And she really made her name, I think, in that free-for-all. But you're right.
We're all
People
over
quickly
this match.
acclaimed,
I love it.
Who were touted as the next champions before they even won a match. So now they had that big upset against Late to the Party in the tournament because people were critically acclaimed. People don't remember. They were the hands-on favorite to win the whole tournament last year.
Yeah.
A lot of brackets busted, a lot of money lost in Vegas, I'm sure.
Sorry, not sorry.
But I'll tell you what, yeah, that's why I always talk about you have to play it out there, and it's a long road to be as good as the Patriots.
Well, I can't argue with you there. Okay, guys, so we're going to hear a little bit from our competitors right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason
There he is.
on camera, because there is something brewing. It is 8 months in the making. A resurgence, a recapturing, a return to greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, critically acclaimed. They're here. They're here.
There they are.
Calm down. It's okay.
Conspicuously absent for what? Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
I was on vacation. You guys did very well.
We got your postcards. It sucked.
It was great to come into this league and get the nerves out in a match against Box Office Breakdown, and they were great competitors, but we came away with the win, which is exactly what we wanted to do. And then we got to come back to the Schmoedown for the free-for-all. I was out there first.
Love you, Sean.
There was no time for nerves, just had to get out there and do it, and I was happy with the way I was able to last a little while and at least not embarrass myself in that match.
Shut up,
and then
Sean.
you came out there and you were hanging with the heavyweights.
Oh man, like that was very crazy bananas. I was very excited to be on that table and take out a few of our favorites, and show that, I can stand my ground against some of these players.
Superhero news.
Real good.
Both of
Oh,
them.
you guys are superhero news.
It wasn't in
They
the
are
free-for-all, but when I walked up, I shook one and only hand, and that was Sean's.
Critically acclaimed.
I use my
It was
tone
Sean's.
very dismissively. Superhero news.
News is dead.
Give us olds.
I think they seem nice. I don't know. Like,
Oh,
they
holds.
were cool. I saw some of them at the. No, fake news.
If you're going to be intimidated by playing against the best players in the league, why are you here?
Right.
These are the matches that you have to want. We want to be champions. You don't get to be champions unless you can beat the best teams in the league. So I'm excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us with Critically Acclaimed right now.
You guys, you're too nice, and I just can't handle it. I can't take it anymore.
yeah.
I live in the darkness, and I want to remain there.
No,
that's why-
stay nice.
I've given you all I can. I've taught you everything I know, which is essentially nothing, but
Don't listen to Ricky.
To be
I've made a
honest,
decision.
she went to shake his hand, and he did like
I'm
the
leaving.
ooh at first.
Yeah.
I'm leaving
as
both
a
of
joke.
you. It's
But he
another
thought the
learning
camera
lesson.
was off, and he's like, "Oh, I
I'm
love
sure
you
you'll grow
guys."
from it, but I can't be around this positivity. It's killing me.
I knew it.
Thank you for coming back, Ricky.
Critically Acclaimed, I respect your movie trivia game. Viviani, I respect your pun game even more when you're calling matches. You're very strong. So I'm excited to go up against both of you right now, but you are in the way. We want the titles. We're here to win, so that means we've got to go through you first.
We're being hoisted aloft by a baboon, but there are no animals down there now. It's just us. And all we have is our strength. And luckily, our strength is strong.
Lion King.
What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. Superhero news. You're going down.
Grow. We got it, Whitney. We're with you.
How about that? Ricky Hayberg shows up in the interview, but then leaves them in the interview. I've never seen a manager leave somebody in the interview. Says that they're just being too nice to these people, or he realizes how terrible he is. It was very awkward and bizarre. He leaves. Superhero News says that they've earned the respect of the fans, and I think that they have absolutely done that, and they want to prove that they belong in this league.
Absolutely, this is a big match for both teams to go
Does that mean
going
we
towards the
belong
goal of
since we
cementing
beat them?
themselves in the team division.
Give me the tell of tape, Ken.
We were
All right,
flavor
with
of the month.
critically acclaimed. What can you say about William and Whitney? They've seen pretty much every movie.
That's
ever
how Hitchcock
released.
isn't on
I
there
think
no more.
Maybe missed one of the original 1960s Herbie
No.
movies, maybe, in that franchise. I'm being told that you've seen those too. So they've got strings across all categories, 80s, 90s, Oscars, directors, classics, the whole thing. Their superhero news, well, as you would imagine, superhero pictures, as I call them. That's one of their strengths as well. New releases as well. And just kind of proven to themselves what they already know, and maybe hopefully
They had to have
proven
been
it.
Christian, like, all right, now cross your arms.
All
All right, now look at each other. That's what we did the first time we did it. I love
Ladies
it,
and gentlemen,
the
it's
wait
time
while I
for
drink.
the movie
That's his thing.
Trivia
Schmoedown!
Introducing first, with a record of 1 win, no defeats.
This is Guardians of the
Ladies
Galaxy
and
2.
gentlemen, Sabina and Sean, Superhero News. I like this team. I like this team. I was very impressed with the two of them. I was very impressed with the two of them. And I think that, again, watching them must be
Share challenges.
I love
They're
Sean.
a good young team here.
And
You look
Sabina.
at a team like this, and in
With
my
no
mind,
R.
they need like a manager, someone like Tom Dagnino to maybe
No,
guide
they're
them
never
to
gonna do it. Never
No?
gonna do it. Never gonna do it. They're too nice. They're nice. They're nice people. I talked to them. They have morals. And their opponent, representing the Growling Commandos, with a record of 1 win, 1 defeat, Whitney the Beauty Seibel and William the Beast.
He is quite beautiful.
Viviani, critically.
There we go. What did they say? They live?
Alright, this is very nice today.
Say now, I'll put on your 3D glasses.
I don't have. Where's my? I think I sold my.
There we go. There we go. In the 3D.
It's making me nauseous, kind of like.
Crystal popcorn.
Potter ride.
By the way, these glasses have been here for quite some time. Woo, look at that.
Wow.
These have been here for quite some time.
Yeah, we finally get to use them.
I know, right? It's like they did it for us. Oh, they've got glasses
Never
too.
short on their entrance.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's nice laughing.
Yeah, it's nice to laugh.
Thanks, Aquabats.
I've had bubbles fly on my face before to
Sam
chili
Levine.
cook-off. It was different kind of situation. No 3D glasses needed there.
Smell-o-vision.
All right. They got the chairs all settled there. We're ready.
I wish you just weren't such a dick. All right, here we go. All right, critically acclaimed. Are you
Let's
guys
see if
ready?
we beat critically acclaimed again.
Probably
News, are you
not.
ready?
I might mind shot right now.
Then let's get
Ready to
Schmoedown!
We were up really early for that Ant-Man trailer.
All right. Question number 1 in the category of action adventure. Action adventure. Who wrote the screenplay for Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I wrote a sequel for it in the 4th grade.
Oh,
It didn't get picked up.
no?
No.
Should have been.
Let's
Could
go.
have been better than the 4th one.
Yeah, well.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
Philip Kaufman?
No.
Correct.
George Lucas.
No.
Correct.
I forgot his name.
You got it.
Not George Lucas.
No.
Lawrence Kasdan.
Lawrence Kasdan.
The other guy.
I gotta tell you,
The other one.
Vanessa just got a one-up on all y'all.
Next question.
Second question comes in the category of family films. Family films, question 2. Who co-wrote and starred as the main human Gary in the 2011 reboot of The Muppets?
I think you could be a Muppet.
The Muppets were very important to my life. I wrote a Muppet sequel, actually, in 4th grade.
Sorry, I
favorite
can't find that.
Fozzie.
5, 4, 3. That makes sense. 2.
Really?
I forgot his name.
Like
Jason
I forgot his name when we did it.
Oh, I wrote
Jason
Jason. I wrote Jason Segel. I erased it. I thought it was a live human of the Little Muppet, which was Sheldon.
Andrew Parsons?
Yeah, I thought it was him. I erased Jason Segel, damn it.
Okay, what is it?
Big Short.
Didn't understand that movie because I don't have money.
I don't remember their names.
That's exactly what you should have understood that.
Oh, right.
Guess.
5, 4.
Damn it.
Maybe the
I
question.
wrote Jason Segel. I should have just showed it and then changed it like I did
Name the actor who
before.
played hedge fund manager Michael Burry in the 2015 drama The Big Short.
I'm just gonna pick one of them that was in the movie.
5, 4, 3,
As good a guess as any.
1. Pens down, and Whitney.
Steve Carell?
Incorrect. Sabina.
Steve Carell.
Correct.
Christian Bale.
That's
Correct.
correct.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is
All right.
correct. So both
So
Sean
you're what,
and William got
3
it right.
and 0?
We're still tied up
Yeah.
here.
And I'm 0 and 0. Damn it! I would have had Jason
And your fourth
Segel.
question out of 8 comes in the category of 80s movies. 80s movies. Who co-starred alongside Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours as Jack Cates?
One you've also missed.
I know.
That's so.
I love this one.
It's a good.
I know this one though. I know this one.
3, 2, 1. Hands down, and Sabine.
I was born in 1990.
Dick Nolte.
That's correct.
Sean.
Best mugshot ever.
That's
Nick
right.
Nolte.
Second best mugshot. Nick Nolte.
Okay, because of that, Critically Acclaimed goes up by 1 point here. 5-4. 5-4.
We'll take it.
5-4. All right, next question here. All right, next question is fantasy sci-fi. What 2010's fantasy series starred Logan Lerman, Alexandra Daddario, and Brandon T. Jackson? You know, I forgot Alexandra Daddario was in
Yeah.
that movie.
Did you see episode
Now I
3 of
like
True
it more.
Detective season 1?
You are telling that deal, huh?
Yeah. President Obama did too. Yeah.
You got me today with that cook-off on and that one. 5,
I don't remember how to
4, 3, 2,
I don't remember
1.
the
Yes.
subtitle.
Percy Jackson and the Etceteras.
That's fine. Sean.
Percy Jackson.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Damn,
Percy Jackson
I forgot the Jackson
Percy
part.
Jackson.
That's
There we go.
I
correct.
put
Second
Percy
base.
and the Lightning
What a
Thief.
match.
Percy Jackson and the
All
Lightning
right,
Thief. So
question
I was
6
right.
comes in the category
the subtitle
of
part.
comedies. Who directed
Yeah, you
the
wouldn't have gotten a point for
2003
that.
comedy School of Rock?
Beef Lewis.
Not like his work though.
He's really good at that.
Damn it! I think he wrote it. I don't think he directed it, but
Coke can. 5,
This is gonna kill me when I
I'm pretty
know.
sure he just wrote it.
I don't remember.
know.
2, 1. Pens down, please. And we got Sean.
I don't have it.
Don't have it. Whitney.
Richard Linklater.
That's
Correct.
correct.
There it is.
Judd Apatow.
I put Mike White,
Oh, and this is where
which I'm pretty sure he wrote it.
9-6 here.
He's Mr. Schneebly. That he
This is
takes.
Mr. Schneeb.
He takes his
Next
identity.
question
Yeah.
is horror.
He dies in the bathroom in the zombie
What
movie. Zombie.
2015 movie stars Jason Bateman and Rebecca Hall as a married couple that is met by Joel Edgerton, who was a former childhood friend?
It's on Netflix.
So
Fantastic.
good.
I love it.
Owen. Uncle
Yes.
Owen, Joel Edgerton.
Directed by Joel
A
Edgerton.
lot of
Yeah.
stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Whitney.
The Gift.
Correct.
Correct.
Sabina.
The Gift.
There you go.
The Gift.
Yes, Sean.
Worst gift ever.
All right, 11-8.
Good movie.
I love how in this one they all did miss the first question like we did in ours.
That's true.
Final one category is animated. Animated. Who voices Regal Blue Tang Dory in both Finding Nemo and Finding Dory? Speaking of Royal Blue Tang, did I ever tell you the time that Tom and I went out to the boat? No? Okay.
5,
I don't know how to spell her last name.
3, 2, 1. Sabina.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Correct.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes, Sean.
Ellen.
Yes.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
That's right.
Danny Drew Dory.
13-10.
13-10. That was a very good round for both
Yeah,
teams.
so 3 points
I missed
there.
2.
3-point lead as we get to
I missed
round
a lot.
number 2. That is 3 points is very easy.
I would have missed one
Back
less had I
round.
just
Yell
flipped
that
my
pass, but
board.
It is the second round.
Should've.
And here's
I was
how
even
it
gonna say,
works.
you
So
missed
the
this one.
competitors will all now sit
And then I thought he said human,
the teams will sit with each
but
other
I
as
thought
we
he
get
meant
to round
human
number
of the
6
Muppet,
questions in
which was
round
Jim
number
Parsons,
2.
and I
They
couldn't
gotta
remember
spin
Jim
the
Parsons'
wheel.
name.
Parsons. I said
Category they
Andrew
don't like,
Parsons,
they spin
didn't I?
again unless
That's somebody we
someone
worked
shines
with.
on.
We worked with a guy named Andrew Parsons, yes.
And critically acclaimed, you guys are up by 3. Would you like to go first or second?
Let's go first.
Let's go first.
All right, so somebody, William,
I'll
I'm going to
go,
give you a
John.
spot.
He's standing now. You notice that?
Ready to go?
He's keeping that
No whammies. No whammies.
that style of play.
Good show.
Yeah.
Press your luck. One of my favorite games.
Look at that. That's a hell of a spin.
Spin there. Spin was definitely it, man.
It's still going.
Could be a hole.
Oh, I would take it.
All
I
right,
say
you're
yeah.
gonna go with Tim Burton movie.
Gotta get that
Got
Hitchcock.
Tim Burton.
All right, so here we go, guys. You're going to get 6 questions in a round with
He's
Tim
kind
Burton.
of a form of Hitchcock.
Remember, you can steal from your opponents in this round. All right, here we go. Question 1. In Mars Attacks,
Ah.
talk show host Natalie Lake has her head transported onto what kind of dog?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
2 points. That's 2 points there. Okay.
I like that he went with him even though he knew
Who
it.
played the sinister chimpanzee military commander General Thade in 2001.
Tim Roth.
The Apes.
Tim Roth.
2 points. That's correct. 2 more. Okay. Question 3. In The Nightmare Before Christmas, Sally is created by Halloween Town's resident scientist that goes by what name?
Dr. Finkelstein.
2 points.
Yep, I couldn't remember that.
Question 4.
Dr. Finkelstein to the front of the line.
Question. What is the first name of the corpse bride in Corpse Bride?
Oh.
Brenda, Elaine, Agatha,
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Rose,
No.
B, Elizabeth,
Helen.
C, Helen, D, Emily?
Emily. No,
I
Helen.
saw that movie once.
Damn. I don't remember.
Elizabeth.
That's incorrect.
Can we hear the choices again?
You can hear the choices. Yes. A, Rose, B, Elizabeth, C,
I'm
Helen,
going Emily.
D, Emily.
Because that might have been the other girl's name.
D. Emily.
1 point.
Yes.
Big steal there. Okay.
I knew it was either her or the other girl's name was Emily.
There was another team that stole 1 point from them before.
The Cheshire Cat in Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
Stephen Fry.
2 points.
That's correct. 2 points.
Damn,
And
yeah.
last question.
I forgot that.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
What comedic actor provides the voice for Edward Frankenstein Victor's father in 2012's Frankenweenie?
Martin Short.
Martin Short.
2 points.
2.
So 23-11. That's a big
Thank
round.
God.
All right, here we go. So now Superhero News needs to have a big round here because they are in trouble as of right now, but it's their time to spin, guys.
Seen this before.
All right, so
See, and they didn't miss one. That was what happened with us, is they missed one.
Yeah.
Because we were under
No, they
going into
missed
the
one.
second round. In the second round?
Yeah. The Emily one. I missed that one.
No, that one was stolen for a point. Though.
Right.
But we stole one for a point, and they missed one, and we couldn't steal 2 points.
Disney.
So that hurt. That hurt them against us.
Yeah,
That's
keep
you.
it.
Keep it, of course.
Did it last
Yeah,
time.
that's
Last
all
time,
you.
your
But you
call.
know it, girl. You know it, girl. Come
You
on.
can spin it.
You're not looking confident.
It could be.
She's got your shirt or my shirt, but a
Well,
different
because
color.
they did okay
She's got your
last
shirt.
time.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you should have stuck with the first.
I want to order
Hopefully
that
not.
second Big Mac, and I'm not convinced.
They want comic book movies though. Look at look. Oh.
We are looking at
Brad Pitt.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Brad Pitt.
I mean, that does
Brad
put
Pitt
Sean a
wins.
little
Legends
more
of
on
the
it.
Fall.
Brad
I'm just
Pitt.
kidding.
Help them out.
fitting
We'll
that I'll
see.
be asking the Brad Pitt question.
Just
Here
stuck
we
with
go.
Disney, girl. They
He's
probably
now
were all
53
easy for
years
you.
of age, I believe. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, question 1. You're gonna get 6. Brad Pitt plays brother to Craig Sheffer in Montana in what 1992 film?
Legends of the Fall.
5, 4.
Legends of the Fall.
That's correct for 2.
It's incorrect.
Oh, yep, nope,
Incorrect.
you're right.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
incorrect.
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 Oh, I thought it was correct.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
2 points.
I thought you said it was correct.
No, I looked at the wrong highlighted word. My apologies.
damn.
Damn.
I didn't hear what it was.
Steal there. That puts them in desperate,
right.
desperate need here.
Oh, no.
Second question. Brad Pitt plays dim-witted personal trainer Chad Feldheimer.
Thank you for
in
smoking.
What comedy?
He's in that?
Yeah.
Burn After Reading.
That's correct.
Damn
One of
it,
my
that
favorite-
one.
That
Not
one.
thank you for small. Yeah, you're right. It's Burn After
I was
Reading.
gonna say that's Aaron
All right,
Eckhart.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Three,
Burn After
in
Reading.
Meet
Damn.
Joe Black, who plays Susan Parrish, the young woman who falls in love with Joe Black.
I don't know. I don't remember that. They should have.
Multiple choice.
All right. A. Julia Ormond. B. Claire Forlani. C. Jessica Biel. D. Minnie Driver.
Claire Filani. Or Minnie Drive. Claire Filani.
I don't know what Claire Filani looks like.
4.
She's in Mystery Man.
Claire Forlani.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I would have also
That
accepted the
Mr.
Phantom
Fury.
Menace trailer.
He's like,
Exactly.
in
That's
love
the
with.
thing I remember from Meet Joe Black.
Fourth question coming in. Who played the driver of the tank, Gordo, in David Ayer's Fury?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Michael Pena.
That's correct for 2
Oh, damn.
Good
points.
job.
Big one there.
Needed it.
Yeah.
Fifth question.
Yep.
Fifth question. Who played Brad Pitt's love interest in 1993's California?
I don't know Brad Pitt's
Juliette
movie.
Lewis.
That's correct.
Damn, hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Final question.
Juliette
in
Lewis was
this
everybody's
round.
love interest in the 90s.
What was Brad Pitt's character's name in True Romance?
Multiple choice.
A. Lucas. B. Flint. C. Floyd. D. Purple.
I'll say Floyd.
Flint.
5,
Floyd?
One
That's
point.
correct.
Wow. They got them.
What'd I
That
say?
was a big round
Floyd?
because,
I think he said Floyd, yeah.
again, not something. maybe
Well,
they
I
were-
know I learned
Let's
something
guess.
new about myself. I don't know Brad Pitt at
And they're
all.
only down
But
by
you know what?
6
I knew
points
that.
now.
So
That is
I guess
still,
I
that's a
didn't.
big
That's not
deficit
We never would have
against
spun
this
off
team in the
Disney,
third
though.
round,
No, we
but
wouldn't.
they got themselves out of knockout.
Absolutely, that is key. And there were some good answers.
Because even
in
if
there. I'm
we
telling you,
didn't
this
know
is a
it
team
right
that
offhand,
knows
we
their
would have
stuff.
worked through
It's
it.
just about the questions that fall into your lap.
All right,
Yeah.
so here we go, guys. We're going to go into round number 3, and it works like
I
this.
played
The
Disney
computer's gonna
Scene it
have
like
3
every
numbers
Sunday.
between 1 to 20 to
kinda
choose
She does.
from.
Whitney, I suck at this, so you pick all
Yeah.
4, 15, and
2.
3.
4,
Close.
15, and 3.
15 and 3.
And superhero news.
13.
Yes.
1.
1.
5.
13, 1, and
13,
5.
1, and 5.
But,
Had to think
Vivian
about
is
that,
cracking
too.
jokes, but he's not wrong. The third round has not been nice. It has not been nice to both Viviani and critically acclaimed, but
Yeah.
we're going
We
to
love
see if
him.
that changes
We love
here.
him.
All right, so here we go. Superhero news is up first, and they're going to start with category 13. Category 13 is Denzel Washington. Who would like to be taking the 2? Who's taking the 2 pointer?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
Okay,
All right,
I'll take
Sean's
it.
going to take the 2. Sean, 2 points. In what biographical drama did Denzel Washington portray boxer Reuben Carter, who was wrongly imprisoned for murder?
Hurricane.
There you go.
Let me
For
tell
2
you about
points.
the
It was
not
Denzel.
Hurricane.
I honestly, I don't remember Hurricane.
No.
Okay, all right. All right, so now Sabina is going to get category number 1. It's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is your...
Anything in the 90s and later.
Tom Cruise, who played Barry Seal's CIA contact Schaefer in 2017's American Made.
Ah, what's his name?
I didn't see it.
Bill Weasley.
Leave
Liam Don Gleason.
Donald Gleason.
Yeah,
Donald
Donald
Gleason.
Gleason. I was like, no, it's one of
General
the.
Hub.
We've
Yep.
come down to this for...
See, I would have known who, but you would have been closer.
16, he was in
Yeah.
every movie.
And
If
we
they
would
hit it,
have
it
been
bounces
flip-flop.
back to critically acclaimed, but if they miss, critically acclaimed will win.
See, in that case, I would have been like,
And here we go.
We can do that.
So
I would have had to
category
repeat the
number 5
question a
is
couple
coming of
times.
age.
Here we go. Come on, guys.
Coming of age. Here we go, guys.
You got this.
Coming of age. You can confirm this one.
Cool.
Okay. Coming of age, 5-pointer. Why was Claire in detention in The Breakfast Club?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Smoking? Or she was mean to somebody.
I think she was mean
She
to
was
somebody.
mean. She bullied somebody.
2.
Can you repeat the question?
There you go. She bullied. She was a bully.
No,
Claire
I think
in
she might have
detention
smoked.
in
Damn.
The Breakfast
I feel like
Club?
she was mean to somebody. Smoking's just not her. I think she was.
I know,
she
but
was like.
that's...
5,
I think she bullied
4.
somebody.
3, 2.
Let's hear the question one more
All
time.
right.
Come
Last
on.
one.
We're holding
Last
out,
one.
y'all.
Why was Claire in detention in The Breakfast Club? 5.
I think you're right. she
Was it for
bullied-
smoking?
And your
that would have been first instinct. It happens. We were a fluke. To them.
The answer was she ditched school to go shopping.
Ah, well, we were both wrong.
So
We were way off.
Not one of my
I
favorite
could not
John Hughes
remember
movies.
that one.
they win it. They're back in the top 10. Well, they were in the top 10.
It's a good movie, I just don't-
They're back.
It's a good ensemble bottle episode.
Getting above 500 and securing their place in the rankings. That's what critically acclaimed need to do.
I
Don't
prefer
worry about the score and how much
Pretty
they won
in
about
Pink
2
and
candles a night.
16
They needed
Candles.
to get
16
Weird
that
Science.
match market
Favorite.
because that they
Home
did in
Alone.
Superhero News. I tell you, sometimes
Even
it's
though
just
it was
the
Christopher
questions that fall into
Columbus,
your lap. Like I said,
directed,
little
so.
gaps of knowledge maybe popped up, something they know they
I
got to
thought
work
that
on.
they fought. I thought that they fought really hard in that second round there too. But you know, you look at what Viviani, who just played incredibly in the free for all, went so many rounds,
carrying it over.
He was the MVP of the free for all,
Yeah.
and now they played together, both Whitney and William. They played like the team that everyone kind of touted them to be you know, when they first came in the league. So the question for them is, who's next? I mean, there's so many contenders out there that who they're going to challenge. We're going to find out. in the close interview
LTTP
here with-
versus
Yes, sir.
CA2. Come on,
What's
y'all.
up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans?
No.
Jen Sturger here with Critically
They're on a
Acclaimed.
roll.
Guys, it is so
Bibbses.
good to see you back. We haven't seen you since you got knocked out of the tournament last year, and I gotta say, you came back and you asserted yourself.
That was 8 months of trivia that just built up.
It does kind of build. We do have to sort of train in these sorts of things. We were a little embarrassed,
You do.
especially since we were taken out in such a trivial fashion. No pun intended. glad I got you on that one because nobody else laughed.
We
were really ready to come back and really kind of push our real limits.
Begging Christian pretty much every week for the last 8 months. Don't know what took so long.
We didn't bribe him with anything other than food, but it was all very hard work.
So what do you think was different about today's match versus in the tournament?
A lot of caffeine. That'll
You guys
definitely
weren't
help.
playing us.
Yeah. Big
Just sort
difference.
of being a little bit more on our game. I think that's really important.
I was standing.
I noticed
helped.
that. You've been standing since
Twice
have
it's
you
helped.
sat down since the free-for-all?
No, actually, I haven't. I no longer even remember what my butt feels like. It's just
Well, I can't wait to see what the comments have to say about that. I hear they get mad when you stand.
It's more blood flow up to his brain. That's what really.
That's what
matters.
it. No, you don't crash.
It's fantastic. We're so glad to see you guys back and in such a dominant fashion, but I gotta ask, who's next?
Well, I mean, listen, I think we had a great comeback here. Our first round, TKO. Our second was close.
Very close.
Very
we
close.
only lost by 1 point.
Don't feel a lot of shame about that. That's 2 TKOs and a win. We think we're ready for the upper echelon. We are going to challenge you. Not you, audience. You. People we know. Colleagues in the industry. Great Drake and Mad Atchity. MODOK.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You are
Do it.
movie organisms designed only for knowledge, and we are taking you down.
They're charming. They're good looking.
I want to find out what they're going to dress as.
But we can take them in trivia.
Let's see if we can make this happen. MODOK, it's on you.
Balls in your court, MODOK. Meh. Growl, growl.
Superhero news. That was a tough one. It really was because you guys fought so valiantly
Disney, you
the
shut
entire
us
thing.
up with
You guys
the
came in the second round,
first. You could have struggled
Down
through it.
by a
You're
lot.
young.
Yes.
and yet you fought back furiously. Tell me how
Sabina's
you're
a
feeling going into
beast
that
when it
second
comes
round.
to the stuff she
To be
knows.
honest, it's more like we're here to cut our teeth too. It's such a privilege to go up against a team like critically acclaimed. Bibiani is the beast, and watching Schmoedown episodes with him, we go back as colleagues. I knew it was going to be a really intense challenge, but as a new team, we want to go ahead and show that we can show up for fights even against some of the heavyweights.
And you guys worked fantastic as a team. I saw you guys, using both your brains. Did you get stumped by a little bit of gaps of knowledge? Tell me.
There were a couple of things, and that's just what happened to us today. Is when you go up against some of the best players in this league, one little mistake becomes that much bigger than it would be against anybody else. And so Bibbs and Whitney, they didn't leave us any room to make the mistakes that we made today. So landing on Brad Pitt on our second spin, we probably should have been more confident in ourselves with Disney films on the first spin because that worked out pretty well for us last time, but we were afraid of some deeper cuts this time.
Totally.
But then on Brad Pitt, I took a gamble with Legends of the Fall. I knew it was Legends of the Fall, a river runs through it, and I imagined they would both be on multiple choice anyway, so if I was going to guess, I guessed for 2 points instead of 1. Unfortunately, though, because I got it wrong, it allowed them to pick up 2, and that was a 4-point swing when I could have limited it with multiple choice. So a couple strategic errors in there, not landing on one of our strengths on the wheel cost us today, but I think
would
we
have paid
showed
off.
that
It would have helped you
we're
big
not
time.
afraid to play anybody in this league.
Totally.
So as far as who's next, we lost, so we don't get to choose who's next, but Christian, Thad, we're ready for whoever you want to throw at us. World's Finest called us out. We'll play them. We'll play the Wildberries. We will play anybody. As we showed today, we're not afraid of anybody in this league. We are here for the competition. We are here to be champions. This is a setback, but it's not going to get us down for very long.
God, I love that attitude. Well, best of luck to you guys. I'm sure we'll be seeing much more of you in the future. Back to you guys.
So that's kind of a surprise. It looks like critically acclaimed putting the challenge out to MODOK. Now, whether or not MODOK's going to be able to take that challenge and accept that challenge, we don't know. But Superhero News is what I love about them right away. That we're ready to play again. We're here to have fun. We're ready for the challenge. Sabina said it. We want a challenge, and they'll play again. There's a lot of new teams out there. There's some people out there that they can play, whether it's the Wildberries, the Kingsmen, you could look at some of these other teams that came out here with World's Finest. Or there's so many teams out there right now that Superhero News can play, and they fought well. I think that they're going to be back pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not an elimination tournament.
No.
A losing mark. You can come back. Look at even the champion.
Right.
Look at what Sam did on his road to claiming the championship. He had a losing record. It's not about now. It is about then. So that is what Superhero News.
Speaking of that, I want to see all 4 of these people. I've seen Bibiani in singles, but I want to see Whitney in singles. I want to see Sean in singles. I want to see Sabina in singles. This is what the team division does. It shows you strong because they're all strong players.
Right.
And we'll see it soon.
The big question I have is, will William Bibiani ever sit down during a match?
Don't.
again?
No,
think so.
don't do it.
Found his zone.
I don't think so. After he did that at the free for all, I think
he found
that's a good
his-
luck thing.
his little niche
So
zone.
look what happened to Sam. Sam had that big. Granted, William didn't win the free for all, but he sure did. He went the most with 20 some odd rounds.
Yeah.
The good luck is with him right now. Why would you jinx it?
Absolutely.
All right, so guys, thank you very much for joining us today.
He may not be
make sure you
superstitious,
comment
but he's a
and
little
advise
stitious.
Who should critically play and play? Should they play MODOK? Should MODOK accept the challenge? Go ahead and tell us what you think. If you haven't joined the Patreon, please do so today. Thank you for everything that you guys have done thus far. Make sure you check out next week, Snyder versus Roca. That is a big matchup there as we get closer and closer.
Grudge
to the
match.
New #1 shot, even though Clark Wolf is now going up against the champion Sam Levine. Join the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook group. Comment over there. Join over there. Talk to your fellow fans. And guys, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
What do we got? What do we got?
You wanted to see me, Professor?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Come in, Cody.
He's assembling
Can I
the
take a seat?
crew.
No, you can't. Listen, Cody, I have to tell you, I'm a bit dismayed, nay, a bit distressed.
Did I do something wrong?
Oh no, you're one of my prized pupils,
thank God.
Cody.
Okay.
Of course not. But I will say, a good student does not ask if he is a good student. He just opens
It's a fair
himself
point.
to the lesson. But no, I'm concerned about your associate, a certain Mr. Cobster.
Oh, well, yeah, friends. but-
I've written to him, I've called him, I've emailed him, I've driven by his house in the middle of the night, I've sent him bitcoins, I've done everything I can think
Bitcoins,
to do
huh?
to get this young man's attention. I believe he should join our circle and learn and train with us, and I just don't hear back, and I don't understand why, and I thought as his associate, you may have some insight.
I mean, I work right next to him. I could probably go and text him or look for him or something.
You could probably go. Are these
you're
the
right.
words of a champion?
Yeah.
Of,
I need to have
of
confidence,
mind
that's
of
right.
Tomorrow? Yes, Professor. I will go find out what's going on. I will make sure Cobster accepts your challenge.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go do that.
I am right.
All right, I'm gone.
Thank you, my boy. Good talk.
He's gonna blindside cops or somewhere.
Youth of today.
Youth of today.
Oh, a twofer,
yes.
eh?
Maybe we just keep going.
Thaddeus, you wanted to see me?
I did. Lon, listen.
Professor.
Professor,
Yes.
Yes.
please stop harassing Cobster.
Harassing. I'm improving, Cobster. It's a rigorous program. that
No,
Cobster's in.
no. He's not a competitor. He's behind the camera. We need him shooting all the promos.
How dare you besmirch the good name of Cobster?
You're showing up at his apartment and yelling at him, saying that he's not smart enough to compete against you.
It is part of the program. It's a rigorous program. There's a lot of training involved.
No, look, I'm the first to say it. He's a terrible competitor, but he's not competing anymore. You can't keep pushing at him.
This is shameful.
No.
It's egregious, and I'm shocked and appalled.
Professor, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find you a competitor that's more on your level. Okay?
So something elite, something academic.
Correct.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
a fair fight.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. So we're talking about maybe the wonderful Andreas Cabrera, the immaculate Ricky Haber.
No. Found somebody for you.
Oh, do tell.
Ethan Irwin.
Ooh, hell yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
I didn't think he'd ever shut up.
So yes, I love that Lon is going to go up against Ethan because powerhouses, both of them.
I think that is a perfect match. Now, granted, after this match, whoever wins that match, I feel like if Tim Franco can get his butt there,
Yeah.
he could play either one of those guys.
And that's the thing, is that Tim is definitely on that level of caliber of player. So yes, whenever he gets a chance to be there, I know he'll be at the live event on June 2nd, so you can just convince him then to get into that ring again.
Yes.
But I was really hoping Lon was going to go through and take out, Christian or Cobster and maybe Ace, and then just go through the gamut, and then he can go and start taking on some of the worthier competitors. But that's fine. If we're going for the long con on it, I'm okay. I could wait, and he can get Cobster later. It'll be like in WWF when they had the hardcore matches, and it was anywhere they used to attack the hardcore champion at like Chuck E. Cheese, and like they fight there and then pin him, steal the belt, and run away.
Oh my god!
So you could take it anywhere. So I would love it for them to show up with the announcers real quick, and then like, all right, this is it. We're having the match right now.
They're like, here?
Yeah, just somewhere random, and they had the match. But
it's at a Del Taco.
Why not? And Ken's all getting his free burrito in the back. But yeah, that'll never happen. But it'd still be cool to see, maybe even throw down as like a dark match before the live event June 2nd. But that's not the main story here, although it is funny, and I love Lon Harris. But the main talk of this match is it's critically acclaimed versus Superhero News.
Yes, they took a long needed hiatus from the Schmoedown as a team.
Right.
And they came back refreshed and ready to stand tall. They pulled it out, you know.
It's almost like you could take us out and they didn't skip a beat. Like nothing happened.
We're like
there.
the thorn that was in their paw.
Yeah,
and
that's the Lion King reference too.
Yeah, and then they had to
Yeah, but the thorn ain't going away. We're always that thorn. But yeah, I mean, it is almost like step 1, step 2, and we're hidden in the middle because they performed just as well as they
We're
did.
non-canon. We're part of the extended universe now.
Yeah, and it's a shame though, because I mean, Superhero News, we know that they could have performed well together on those Disney films.
They have a strong suit of knowledge as well, but I think like them, their knowledge is sort of in the same realm. Like ours is in the same realm. I mean, you have a little bit more knowledge than I do, but it's still kind of in that same area of stuff, and I think that's where they are too.
The same genres.
Yeah.
It's true, but at the same time, we would never have spun away from Disney films.
Yeah, we would never.
When Disney films is on your strength list, like anything that's on your strength list, like I understand when Team Action did it. It was like, we're being pompous and we're going to show you we can do anything.
But
besides
I understand
action.
where they were coming from as far as like, oh, well, maybe we'll get a deep cut.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like when we were shooting we got Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's like, oh my God, that could go 50-50. You could go deep cut with those movies.
But Leonardo DiCaprio really wasn't one of our strengths,
I know.
though. Like, you're a fan of Leo, but it wasn't our strength. Like, our strength is Disney films, and like, we haven't had Disney films. We had Pixar at one point on the wheel, but we haven't had Disney films, and it's like that. I think we had Disney
films on our first match.
Possible, but if it was, right, and I think that's what we were kind of in our heads going for. But we came to that decision that if it is something that you could possibly know, stick with the first.
Yeah, stick with, if it's something that you're like, okay, there's four questions that get asked, and if I had confident enough where I can at least get like a couple of them with
multiple choice.
If you look at it and you're like, well, I can get these with multiple choice, no problem, then okay.
That's Disney films.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's on your strengths, then it's kind of the safe way to go. And they gambled, like he said, they gambled. And it's funny, it's like when we spun off of action adventure, we gambled. We got lucky that the Western questions happened to be action Westerns.
Yeah.
Like, there were ones that we knew, with the exception of Jack Palance, where Ken said Jack Palance, and that threw me off. I was like, Jack Palance, but it's Palance to me. Had he said that, I would have clicked it right there. But I had to hear it instead of read it, and it threw me off. But we got lucky with our spin. They weren't so lucky with their Brad Pitt spin. Although they did get the Claire Filani with the multiple choice, which is good on them. And they did get Julia Lewis, which I wouldn't have gotten. So yes, it's more detrimental on this side of the table for those questions. But I just feel like they could have possibly sealed the deal with those Disney films, because I don't know if William Bibiani and Whitney would have been able to steal as much as they would have been able to steal, like they did with that 4-point swing under Brad Pitt. That's more in their wheelhouse as well. But that's what happens. You take the gamble, it doesn't go your way, you end up getting knocked out or TKO'd. I mean, it happens to the best of us. So you guys, you're killer. Superhero News, Sean and Sabina, you guys are going to be back. You're going to be back quicker than we will, because it's just so far. You live there. You're lucky.
Exactly.
Play for us. Play on our behalf. because we know what it's like to go up against those Titans of Trivia. But I love that the Titans of Trivia are back.
Yes.
I love that they're having
They're
fun
part
with
of
it.
Titans of the Trivias.
Yeah, they are at the top of the game.
They're like the Titans of Terror.
Yeah, and the Titans of Terror are going to reign supreme when it comes to anybody now who's in that way, because we kind of softened them, at least mentality-wise. Everybody thought they were just going to steamroll, and we put a freaking chink in that armor, and it didn't go that way. So it softened them before the next
We took him
match.
down a peg a little bit because
Yeah.
they're like, all right, let's go. We got
If Late to the Party can do it, surely we can. But granted, that was so long ago, so everyone, after Bibiani's performance at the free-for-all, they are revving up and they are going to steam forward. So I am excited to see their run in this, and especially against MODOK. But I love MODOK too, and they deserve some wins anytime that they're in the ring. So either way, anything else that you can think of, June 2nd, live event, we are working on getting there. Definitely hope to see you guys there too. The whole gang is coming. A lot of Arizonans and Tucsonans are heading over to Los Angeles for that, so it's going to be a hell of a thing. But thank you guys for joining us for our reaction to the battle between CA and SH. Not as appetizing when you put it in abbreviations, but you can like and subscribe.
And you did the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kicking the party, fill the party, keep the party going. And our Patreon gets us where we need to go. And we just did a reaction to, like we said, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We did a full spoiler review, just a little over an hour, for Avengers Infinity War. And if you haven't seen it yet, a non-spoiler review as well. Thank you guys so much, and as always, now it's time to say goodbye. This party's over, but not for critically acclaimed.